Space Marine is an action blockbuster experience. It's a third-person action shooter set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Warhammer 40,000 has been around for almost 25 years now. It was created by Games Workshop. It's a rich science fiction and fantasy universe. We've explored it at Relic in the Dawn of War series, and this is the first time it's ever been treated with a proper action blockbuster aesthetic treatment. And so this is all about bringing players a fresh experience of Warhammer 40,000. We're bringing it to the core action gamer in a way that they've never had it before. At Relic, we've been working on games in the Warhammer 40,000 setting for quite a while now, about 8 years since the original Dawn of War. And at Relic, we're always pushing ourselves to do new things, to be innovative, and we're never satisfied with sort of continuing to make the same game or even to make the same thing that everyone else is making. So Space Marine really came out of a desire to deliver Warhammer 40,000 in a completely different way, and really it's all about delivering that action blockbuster experience and putting the player in the boots of the Space Marine character so they can experience the battle sort of in the heat of the battle, in the heart of the action, facing their enemies instead of from 100 feet away. So really it was always about delivering that core fantasy of being that powerful Space Marine hero, and everything we've done in the game, from the aesthetic to the gameplay mechanics to just all the sound effects, everything that we've created in Space Marine has been in support of creating this incredible fantasy experience for the player of being this really, really powerful fighter in a universe where humanity is kind of constantly surrounded by alien enemies that are bent on its destruction. Space Marine started out as a different game than what it's become. And a lot of games sort of go through this evolution in development as you understand better what you're trying to deliver, understand better what the game wants to be. Or in the early days, we were trying to create a game that was more of an action RPG where there was a bit of an RPG-light element. But since then, we've really focused on, again, that core fantasy of being the Space Marine hero and delivering on that powerful combat experience. And so as we've continued to focus down to what really, what players want and what the core fantasy of being that Space Marine character is, it's all about that combat system. It's all about that seamless blend of the melee and the shooting combat systems, integrating them into one holistic system that feels very fresh and unique and totally different from any other third-person shooter out there. It's not at all important for you to know anything about Warhammer 40,000 to enjoy Space Marine. We really created the game specifically so that anyone can get into it, and that doesn't mean we've dumbed it down. It's just that there's already so much in the IP that really lends itself to an action blockbuster game. I mean, it's got stuff from every sort of science fiction, fantasy trope that you can imagine kind of blended into one universe. And so it was just a question of us picking the things that we wanted to focus on for the game. And so we've created an experience that's just really about having that action blockbuster, having this amazingly intense combat system that feels very, very fresh. And anybody who likes action games can pick up the controller and have an amazing experience, whether they know anything about 40K or not. Having said that, we've been working with this IP for a long time. We love 40K, a lot at Relic, and we've done everything we can to build all the detail and the love for that rich IP into the game itself. So fans of the 40K IP will see all kinds of things in the game that they will pick up on that maybe people that don't know 40K won't. They can see all that love, all that detail that we've put in the world specifically for them. So it's not at all a barrier to entry. You don't need to know anything about 40K to enjoy the game. But if you do know 40K, you'll see all these. There's going to be elements in the game that speak to you that other people just won't pick up on. So Space Marine's been in development for close to 3 years now, and of course it's gone through an evolution over time. As we continue to focus down on what really the game is meant to be, and it's all about that action blockbuster experience and that amazingly intense combat system that is a hybrid of shooting and melee, sort of a combined system. So the game has changed. It's become more focused. It's become an experience that is its own thing. It feels very fresh and very unique, different from any other game that you've played out there, and that's always been our intention. So we've just continued to let the game evolve. We've continued to iterate. We've continued to focus the experience for the players so that they can have something that feels really unique. We have a really good collaboration with Games Workshop, and they are involved with all the discussions that we have, creative brainstorming about what the world's going to be, what our combat system's going to be, who the Space Marine character is, all our storyline, everything. So we've worked closely with them to make sure that we've done justice to the IP, and we've also pushed as much as we can the limits of what they've traditionally been comfortable with doing with the IP to create a game that's very, very unique in the Warhammer 40,000 setting. It really does feel like an action blockbuster game, which is different from every other Warhammer 40,000 game out there. And so it's been a great collaboration, something that we've been able to do because we have a really good good relationship with them, a lot of trust over the years that we've built thanks to Dawn of War. And I think we've been able to make a game in Warhammer 40,000 that no other developer would be able to do. Space Marine will be launching on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC in August.